So trading failures that I've actually struggled with. One of the main culprits for me was oversizing, going in with too much size. Initially going in, looking at everybody else's P&L, seeing it on social media, wanting to be part of the fun, wanting to join the party. I was like, you know what? I'm going to go full port on every trade. That didn't work out quite well for me. Had to kind of take a step back, reevaluate my strategy, and kind of realize that in the long term, it's not going to work out. So if I wanted to make this a career, then I needed to take it serious. I started basically deep diving into the higher time frame very quickly and realizing that that was basically my point of interest. Seeing that the lower time frame is basically going to catch up to the higher time frame at some point. And I made a lot of mistakes in the beginning as a trader, sizing up, wanting to basically pass evaluations on the first day. So if a prop firm was saying that, hey, you got 1 day to pass, then I was like, you know what, why am I going to take 3 or 4 days to pass that evaluation? When in reality, you don't have to pass it in 1 day. You can take your time. So that was a learning for me, not comparing myself to others, looking at their P&Ls, looking at how much they made for the day, how many accounts they're trading, copy trading with. Maybe they're trading with 20 accounts and I've only got a couple of accounts. Your pace is your pace. I made the mistake of basically trying to be at somebody else's pace, not understanding that behind the scenes, maybe that person's been trading longer. Maybe they've been through the hardship already. Maybe they've been through the fire. And I definitely went through the fire. There was a lot of fire on my end as far as learnings and lessons and failures and basically just trying to get better every day. I slowed down. I started basically taking the eval serious, like they're funded accounts, and incorporating a higher time frame, trying to take A+ quality setups that work for me. All right, so what changed when I got serious as a trader? So a lot changed. My mental changed. I started to basically kind of look at how much I was spending on evaluations versus payouts and wondering like why, like what was I doing wrong? Was I rushing the process? And honestly, I was trying to basically force something instead of taking time to learn the process. I had switched over from the Forex market. There's a little bit of a difference trading Forex versus futures. I pretty much just kind of went all in on the futures market initially instead of taking a little bit more time to maybe learn point system and how it works. Price action is the same, right? Because you're looking at a chart, but just knowing the in and outs of the futures market a little bit better probably would have sped up my learning curve. But I also bounced around with strategies a lot. That was something that wasn't great as well. So every day bouncing around to a new strategy. If I took a losing trade, then I'm going to try the next strategy. If I took another losing trade, I'm trying somebody else's strategy. I basically kind of stumbled upon the 14 and 50 EMA, and that stuck with me. It resonated with me very well, and I was able to basically start getting payouts. So that was definitely a turning point for me. What's interesting is nobody sees the work you put in. They only see the wins, or they see what you post on social media. I've been trading for 10 years. So started off with penny stocks, traded stock options, then Forex, and then obviously now futures. It's been a long battle. It's been a long road. It took me years to actually get to a payout. In full transparency, it's a journey. It's a battle, and you're fighting against yourself. You're not fighting against the market. The market's not necessarily rigged. There's certain price action things that happen in the market that, you know, maybe you feel like there's coincidences or whatever it is, right? Maybe you struggle with patience and you're not a patient person. That's probably going to bleed into your trading. So you have to kind of work on that. Maybe you rush your setups. You don't wait. Maybe you go in with too much size. I was a corporate of that. So I still have to make sure that I check myself for that and keep myself in check, because 1 or 2 contracts, I'm comfortable with that. To be honest, even 1 contract with the volatility that we've been having in the market is probably enough. So if you size up, you have to also measure your stop loss. Nobody sees, I guess you could say, blood, sweat, and tears behind the scenes over 10 years. I wanted to quit trading so many times. Family members, you know, they thought I was crazy because I kept basically going. I had a very supportive brother that also is trying to trade now. You know, he's trading more now, so that helped me. But I would probably say that you might want to limit who you share that you're a trader with, because a lot of times that outside noise can influence you and impact you and maybe have you quit before you get that breakthrough. If you keep working, if you keep sticking to a plan, if you have discipline, if you have a clear set of rules, then you have a higher percentage chance, I would say, of being successful as a trader, or at least reaching some payouts. If you're all over the place, scatterbrained, don't have focus, you're chasing the next, you know, big profit day just because you saw somebody else on social media have a winning day, that's not a recipe for success. All right, so those are some of the failures and lessons that I've learned that have helped me evolve into a better trader over the years. I've been trading for 10 years. It's been a long journey. I'm still not where I want to be. I can be better, but I'm happy with my progress that I've actually made, obviously achieving multiple payouts.